Okay, so we got a 5-inch drone here and a totally smashed up box. Post office just loves to destroy my shipments, and this is the Trix 221, and it's actually by Sky Stars, not Starts. Misspelling there. It has an XM Plus receiver in here. It's just a plain box, and we got some props here. I bet these are the gem fans. 5042. I can't quite make it out. Yeah, we'll take a look at those later. We got a couple set of props and a manual for the XM Plus receiver. Drones in the bag, and you got your prop nuts here. Looks like you got some heat shrink and zip ties and some silicone mat for the battery, some stickers, warning message. Okay, so yeah, it's another 5-inch racer. It kind of looks like that Comet frame that I was doing a giveaway on a few days back. But yeah, the arms are different. These little ends here are definitely different. Seen these motors before. They were the XL van. They came from Gearbest, and that one was a dead motor. I had a dead motor or something like that. 2306, 2500 kV. So I guess I'll find out what this motor is really like versus the substitute motors that were sent to me. Run cam, a genuine run cam Swift. It looks like micro Swift. 3-board stack, 4-in-1 ESC, flight controller, video transmitter. Got a pagoda antenna back here. Pagoda 2 looks like a generic clone. LED and buzzer in the back. Battery strap's already on. Yeah, you definitely need that silicone pad here to avoid those screws. And we're going to have to zip tie this XT60 here somewhere. Otherwise, these pads are just going to get ripped right off. There's a battery ejection. You can see the solder onto the bottom there. Pretty generic looking 5-inch racer. Seen lots of these. We'll see how these motors perform in the review coming up soon. Okay, finally got in these Gipper Seat. These are 1206 motors. These are 1206 4500 kV. I ordered these when they first came out, and apparently everyone else got them a month before I did. Mine were sitting in customs for about a month. And it's kind of funny, like you see the tracking information, and it shipped right away, like within like a couple days, and then I think it arrived in LA Customs about a week after it shipped, and then just all you see is that it's in customs or it's in LA, and it's just stuck there. There's no update to the tracking status, and you're just like, well, is it ever going to ship? I've had stuff stuck in customs for 6 months, so I thought this was like lost there or something. I was like, oh well, I guess forget that. I'm never going to see these motors. And apparently only took a month this time, so yay, hooray, I got them in a month. So, yeah, so you get 3 sets of screws, pretty nice, 7mm, 5mm, and 4mm. And I think the 7mm screws are for the prop nuts, or for the propellers. On the top part here, open bottom design, should be pretty long motor wire. Yeah, I'll have a formal video on this at some point pretty soon. Get that out of the bag so we can see what this actually looks like. And yeah, this is a solid motor. It's already been tested over on there's like a micro motor testing forum on Facebook, and this motor's done really well in the testing results in terms of efficiency and in terms of power. So I'm really looking forward to testing this out and replacing some 1106 4500 kV motors. The same ones from Gipper Seat, is just a little bit bigger. Yeah, this is a pretty nice motor, and I think it's going to do really well. So stay tuned for this video coming up later. Okay, got some more stuff here from Hack RC, and I think I've got a sample of this from Banggood already. This is their 50. Is there 50? Yeah, it's a 50 4-in-1 32-bit ESD 3-6S. And I haven't actually done the review on this one, but I'll have a video on this one eventually, pretty soon. This is the other thing that they sent me, is a 4-in-1 10 amp ESC that is a 16 by 16 size. You can see here 1 to 2S and SPLS. So I think all we've seen so far are the 5 amp ones on the Super S stacks. This is a 10 amp version. First one that I've seen. And obviously no soldering on here. looks like a JST and some nylon standoffs. So yeah, I'll have a video on this one coming up soon. Probably going to put this in something like a micro ultralight with a 16 by 16 stack. Probably replace the 5 amp ACC from the Super S, because I don't think there's any other 16 by 16 flight controllers out there other than the ones on the Super S. But yeah, something like that. I'll have a video on this pretty soon. Okay, so a bunch of stuff that was stuck in customs for like 4 months, I think, finally arrived. And let's just start off with this thing here. This is the HGLRC GTX Nano, little tiny micro video transmitter. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Super tiny. I think it weighs like 1 gram without the antenna. It's a detachable antenna with a micro FL connector. Also comes in a version with the antenna soldered on if you prefer that, if you don't like the micro FL connectors. I believe this has power out to a camera, 5 volt input, and I believe it also has smart audio or tramp. I'm not 100% sure. Do a video on this one, put this into some tiny micro, probably some sort of a tiny whip or a brushed whip, something like that. So stay tuned for that video. Okay, so this is the 2 watt power booster for transmitters, like 2.4 gigahertz transmitters. Work on toy grade stuff and hobby grade stuff, so probably we'll try this on my jumper, see if I can get more range if beyond obviously the 100 milliwatts on the standard transmission. And this is a replacement for it's actually the same model that I reviewed several months ago, probably 6 months ago, because I think that one was defective. So people said, hey, you should get another one and test it again. So I requested another one to be sent, and the other one actually, the first one actually, I think the reason it didn't work is because something was wrong with the voltage regulator on the power supply. Something was faulty, so I think that's why I was getting really bad range on that one. So hopefully this one will give me better results. Okay, so this is a real ACC RX 5808 FPV goggle module for Fat Sharks, and this is an updated version with the Achilles firmware already installed. I think this is the Plus version, so it should have a USB port, I believe, on here. Yes, right there. So now you can do your firmware updates via the USB port, but I believe this is going to be the same as my previous RX 5808 module. This has the updated Achilles firmware on there, and I'll be testing this one out, and I'll let you guys know how this performs. Okay, so I finally got another one of these UR65s in. This has obviously been reviewed quite a bit already by pretty much everybody, but the first one I got had a bad motor, and so they sent me another one, but this one was stuck in customs, and so I was just waiting for this one to show up. But for the 2 or 3 of you out there that don't know what this looks like, it's just a brushless tiny whip, 65 millimeters in size, and finally we'll get this in the air. And I think the US 65, which is an updated version of this, is probably going to be here pretty soon in the next few days, so maybe I'll have a chance to compare these side by side or something like that. I might do a video on just doing the Project Mockingbird settings for this one, so if you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, got another model here from SPC Maker, and this one is the S125, and this one has been out for a pretty long time. Haven't seen too many reviews on this one. This one has the RunCam Split Mini, the first version, in there, and this one apparently has the Fly Sky receiver and 1106 5500 kV motors. Okay, so we get a battery strap. I think these are some 2.8 inch props. So these are the King Kongs. You get screws for mounting the props. Okay, look like they put the drones in the cellophane bags now. Yeah, it looks like we got the Sunny Sky motors. This is what I thought was going to come with, 1106 5500 kV motors, and you got this kind of interesting frame with the Split Mini here in the back of the 2 boards. Obviously, the new version is coming up real soon, so this is a little bit already outdated. We got a Fly Sky receiver there, and 3 boards set up, 4 in ESC, flight controller, and video transmitter. And I'm pretty sure it's the video transmitter that doesn't have smart audio or tramp. And so yeah, that looks pretty interesting. See how much the props get in view on this one. So I'll try and fly it on some smaller props perhaps and see if I can get the props out of view. I thought this frame was kind of cool when it first came out, but there's been a lot of new ones or more interesting frames that have come out since then. This has been sitting around my in customs for like 4 months, so a lot of things have changed since this has been shipped to me. Okay, so there's a couple more things sent in by Banggood, and start off with this frame here. Just came in a bag that was already kind of ripped open, so I just threw that away. This is a interesting frame here. So for 2.5 inch props and like 11XX 1100 series motors. It has a 9mm hole pattern for the motors. Not a whole lot of motor protection. Has the dual stack mounts, so you can do split mini for this one. So there's a lot of ones that these are for 3-inch props, so not a whole lot for 2 or 2.5 inch. And I think that you're gonna see more of these. You got basically, I think this is gonna be bottom mount or top mount capable, and then pretty simple. You got these little side plates for the camera mount, and then you get some standoffs. Only 4 standoffs. So yeah, it's a pretty basic design. You get a Velcro strap and some stickers. So I'll probably, obviously there's no point in doing a frame review. I'll probably do a build, probably do some transfer some parts over to this one and stick a split mini in to see how this flies on a 2.5 inch setup. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the Leader 3 SE on a bunch of other channels already, and this one, I think it's a 3-inch version, special edition. It should come with the TPU parts, and this one, it looks like it's the non-receiver version. This is the one you can get from Banggood. I think Banggood sent this to me. Alright, so in the box you get some stickers. You get a Velcro strap, pretty nice. Get some screws, some more Velcro, and a standoff, and some 3D printed parts. This one comes with a 3-inch HQ props with a T-style mount, 3x3x3. Okay, so here it is. Pretty nice. Obviously, if you're familiar with the Leader series, it's a similar design in terms of the frame and this little egg shape here for the side plates. Obviously, in the original Leader 120, it was kind of, you had to jam in a camera here to get that to work, and it was a fixed angle. Here, obviously, with the new design, you're going to get, you can set your angle. It's obviously designed for the camera, for the micro cameras now, and updated design with a 3-board stack here, so it's much bigger. You got a little shark fin here for your turtle mode, VTX antenna out here, and your TPU cover. Now, I don't know if these are the updated motors or the motors that had the issue. So these are 1106 motors, 4500 kV, but the ones that were sent out for the first set of reviews, apparently the kV was wrong. Probably it was like a 52 to 5500 kV motor, and on 4S and a 3-inch prop, the HQ prop, the motors are burning out. So I think this does look a little different. I'm not 100% sure. I did send a message to Lewis to try and find out, so I will let you guys know in the review if these are the updated motors or not. If it's not, then it's not safe to run this on the 3-inch prop on 4S. You'll have to limit this to 3S only. But yeah, I'll have a review on this coming up pretty soon. Okay, we got the second in the KK series here. I already reviewed the KK220, and now the KK5 GT has come in. This is the one with the bigger motors. I think these are 2306 motors, I believe. Okay, so inside the box, there's another box here with some props. Not sure what brand those are. Probably like 5045s. I'm probably pretty certain these are going to be King Kong branded props. And you got your normal set of extras here. You got your zip tie, you got your battery strap, whip antenna, got some extra parts here, 7-pin wire for the flight stack, manual. This back here is the manual. This is going to be the same one that was in the KK220. And you get your little extra receiver plugs here to solder onto your receiver. Okay, so here it is, and I think it's the same basic frame, the same aluminum cage here. Yes, also separated arms, so I believe it's the exact same frame as the one that's on the 220, just probably beefed up for these bigger motors here in this bigger setup. And these are 2306 2500 kV motors, and pretty smooth. Yeah, so I've never had an experience with these motors before. These are made by ScienceGuy, I believe. I think they've improved their bearings, so I'll just see if they're better or not. But yeah, all the wiring, everything's pretty good. And this is obviously using the new King Kong 30x30 stack, which you got 4 AC plus the flight controller and the video transmitter on a single board. And you have an SMA connector out the back there, and the same mini Swift camera for the FPV camera. So yeah, pretty cool. I'll be flying this pretty soon, and you'll get a video coming up pretty soon. Okay, a couple things here from Gearbest. They sent an XM Plus receiver. This is going to be for this plug-and-play drone, I think. I think it's called a Q215. It says it's plug-and-play, but I don't think it's actually built. I think it's the Taro, Kuro, whatever, 215 5-inch kit. I think this is one you have to actually build. Yeah, there's just no way that 5-inch drone is going to fit in this tiny box. So you get some 5-inch props. These look like the racer stars. Yeah, probably not going to be using these. I don't like those. And we got this is just this is the drone kit here. Yeah, so this is supposed to be the competitor to the Tyro 99, but I think this is a little more expensive. I think it's around 120. And you get your frame kit here, your arms, all your carbon pieces inside, and you get your motor. The motor wires are definitely better. 2600 kV 2206. Got an FPV camera here. You got your LED and buzzer, capacitor, battery plate, and some zip ties, and you get a battery strap. And here's the 4-in-1 AC with your XD60. These look like your hardware, your standoffs and screws and nuts. And this must be the flight controller video transmitter. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, it's a pretty good one, I think. MMCX connector, SMA adapter, all of your wires. So yeah, I'll do a build video on this one. We'll get this in the air. Yeah, getting a pagoda antenna as well. This looks like a pretty complete kit, and I think the frame of this one is a little bit bigger, more space, so it should be a little bit easier to build. Okay, so we got another frame kit in here from Flux RC. This is the 3-inch Ascent X Lite. So the one I reviewed before was the 3-inch Ascent X HD. This one is a little bit thinned down, a little bit slightly different design, so it's got less weight. So do a build on this one on some points pretty soon, probably with lighter motors and lighter setup, and see how this one flies compared to the full version. Okay, got some stuff in here from Hawkeye. This is their new Firefly Fortress FPV camera, and I think this is the video transmitter backpack that goes on the back of it. And here's just a quick look at the camera. You can see this is obviously where the backpack, the video transmitter, is going to connect to. And yeah, this looks like it's in some sort of case here, so I'm wondering if this will fit into a 19 by 19 size form factor. Possibly could, so I could probably mount this to something. I'll have obviously reviewing this one soon. Yeah, okay, they also sent me the one of their HD cameras. This is the 8SE. I actually use the Firefly 8 for a lot of my hat cam videos when you see me flying line of sight and all that stuff. So I believe this is all the same sensor. Yeah, the 812 S75. That's the same sensor. Also 4K 30, H.264. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what's actually different about it. I think they may have more stabilization, perhaps. Yeah, I think the differences are going to be video stabilization and maybe perhaps some higher frame rates for certain stuff or certain resolutions. And this is what the camera looks like inside the waterproof housing. Yeah, this does look different than what I use. Yeah, it still has the tripod mount on the back or on the bottom. This might actually be touchscreen now. Looks like they are protecting that. The SD card still goes in the same spot. But yeah, I'll have a video review on this one. You've seen lots of footage from this already, but I'll just go over the differences between the 8 and the SE in that video. Okay, so I got some new micro batteries in here. This is a 4S99C 750 milliamp hour battery. And it looks about the same size as the 850 Tattoo that I've been trying to replace because those are totally garbage. And this looks like about the same size. Hopefully, obviously, probably a little less capacity. XD30, got your balance lead here. I believe these were sent to me by iFlight RC. Might be mistaken on that, so check the link down below. They sent 3 of these, which is great because I'll be doing a lot of micro flying on some of the bigger ones with the 3-inch props, and the 750 size is definitely going to give me a little more flight time. Obviously, it's going to weigh more than the GMB 550, so it's going to be the sort of trade-off between more weight and more flight time versus less weight and more agility but less flight time.